you wrote me about the deck.
Yes, I did. The deck, is, as you can see, is a decent size, but it looks kind of tired.
Well, decks require a lot of maintenance. Think about it. They get the hot sun and the rain and the snow and the ice on them all the time. This deck is actually made of mahogany. Here's a scrap piece right here. And you can see that it's weathered. You can actually see check marks in it. Looking at the end right here, you can really see the check marks. Turn it over where it wasn't exposed to the weather. Look at how beautiful that mahogany is.
It is very beautiful. Can our deck look like that?
Well, it can, and you can even stain it. But I can't help you with the staining, because the first thing you have to do is wash this deck and clean it. Then you have to wait about 3 or 4 days for it to dry before you stain it. So you ready to get started on cleaning?
Absolutely, Tom. Let's get started.
All right. The first thing a lot of people think of when cleaning a deck is a power washer. Now, I don't like a power washer because a lot of people use them and they're too powerful. They actually damage the wood fiber. So what we're going to use is a pump sprayer.
So what are you using in there, Tom?
Well, this is actually a biodegradable wood cleaner. It's good for cleaning decks and fences outdoors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it with water in a 1-to-1 ratio. And we're simply going to pump it up and spray it on our deck. All right, Jim, let's start way over here in the corner. We'll get good exposure and just put it all over the deck, nice and wet. We'll spray the whole deck, and we'll wait about 10 minutes, and then we'll start scrubbing it off. Put plenty on, because we don't want it to dry up in the sun. This decking is really dry. It's actually sucking all the cleaner right in it. Why don't we get the garden hose and wet the deck down first? All right, Jim, I'm going to keep spraying the cleaner on if you want to scrub it. Hey, look at the dirt coming right out of there. We're cleaning the wood really well before we stain it to get all the dirt and grime out of it, so you can really see the grain of the wood. All right, let me hose it off and let's see what it looks like.
Wow, that looks great, Tom.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
What a difference.
Look at the colors of that mahogany. It's beautiful.
Tom, it's looking great.
It sure is, and there's one more thing we want to do. Now, when we were cleaning the deck, a lot of that dirt was actually algae. So what we want to do is treat the deck with a borate, and that will keep that algae from coming back, and will also protect the wood against any wood rot. So what I want to do is I want to mix it 5-to-1. 5 parts of water to 1 part of borate. Okay, you want to put some water in there? All right, that's good. Now you really want to mix this well, and you want to mix it in a separate container because you don't want to clog up the pump sprayer. All right, now we'll just put it in the sprayer. Now we'll just spray it on the deck. Nice and light. Just get good coverage. Jim, try going this way. I like going with the wood, so when you're spraying, pick a spot where you're going to start and spray along the grain. That way you're not doubling up, and you're getting the whole deck. You're not missing any spots this way. That borate is really soaking in good.
Should we be rinsing it off, Tom?
No, just leave it on. Now you want to let the wood dry for about 2 or 3 days before you stain it.
What type of stain should we be using, Tom?
I like to use an oil-based stain. What I do is I take a gallon of stain and about a half a pint of varnish, and I mix them together. Mix it up really well, and then apply it on the deck. This deck may require 2 coats because it might soak in. Do you think you can handle it?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to come back in a couple of weeks and see how it looks.
All right, thanks, Tom. There's a gallon of stain. Now we'll apply the urethane. Okay, I have a quart here, and I only need a half a pint according to Tommy. So 2 pints equals a quart. So I need just a quarter of this can. Tommy recommended using a sponge applicator to cover the deck evenly. This is looking great. This is exactly what we're looking for. My wife's gonna be happy.
It's been a couple of weeks since we helped Jim prep his deck so that he could stain it and seal it. Let's see how he did. Hey, Jim, this looks great around the perimeter down here. I see you stained and sealed this.
Well, I figured all the hard work, Tom. Why stop up here?
Well, let's see how the deck looks. Ooh, wow, this looks beautiful. I love this deep brown color. Very rich looking. About how long did it take you to seal it?
Well, the deck took 2 coats, 3 hours each.
Yeah, I bet that first coat soaked right in.
Oh, it did. It was calling for a second coat.
Yeah, well, the wood was pretty dry. I think what I would do is leave it alone for the winter, first of the season, Give it another coat, it'll really bring it out.
Okay. And I was very careful not to overlap.
I can see that, because you don't see any overlap joints. And I gotta say, you did a nice, neat job. I look here, you didn't get any stain on this flash in here.
Well, it's amazing we can do a tape, Tom.
Well, I gotta say, Jim, it really looks great.
We're very happy with it. With your advice and the prep, it looks awesome. We're happy.
Well, it was my pleasure.